From the very beginning, publishing was a catalyst at the heart of the Scouting movement. And today, publications are the central resource for Australia's sophisticated leader training program.
We do have other leaders from other organisations that do go into our Scout Outdoor Centres.
National Publications Officer Ken Gardner.
Our publications are a very valuable resource to our training program. They have been developed in parallel with the training so that the content of the training courses locks in with the need to have our publications. Australian Scout publications are one of the best groups of publications in the world. We have 104 publications and currently. Some 10 years ago we started with about a dozen publications and we've developed to our current situation.
They not only apply to group leaders, but they apply to district leaders and to commissioners and...
National Commissioner for Leader Training, John Ravenhall.
Baden-Powell set up a leader training system very early on in the life of the movement. The leaders took part in many of the activities and tried out the activities that the boys were doing, the camping, the hiking, the pioneering, all the things that you hear about Scouts doing, and they tried them out themselves. It was really a role-playing situation, essentially.
Would you like to open your books up, the buff cover page, and into the D situation? Ron, would you like to be the Scout leader? And you can go outside and come in and talk to the other people. And Ron, would you like to be the patrol leader?
Yeah, sure.
The leaders actually develop from being someone who's very shy quite often to someone who's got a lot of confidence by the time they finish doing the whole of their training.
Hi Ron, Peter, Carol.
Hi Skip.
Hi Skip.
G'day. I'd like to just sit on your patrolling council if you don't mind. Okay. What, are you talking about badge work or are you talking about patrol activities or?
We wanted to go, where was it? On up to Blue Mountain.
Once you did the 6-foot walking track from Katoomba to Janine Cave.
Are they hard hikes? I don't want to do a hard hike.
I'd still like to have a go at bungee jumping.
We're trying to make the training as realistic as possible, and particularly with adults, they need to be able to deal with real issues.
Within the Scout troop, there are a number of challenge badges which aren't being attempted.
It's, you don't want to really push them. If you push them too hard, they'll just naturally back away from it.
So these challenge badges are special interest badges that you've got to try and promote this interest in this different area.
You whet their appetite for the interest, and if they're if they actually show a keen interest, they'll pick it up.
And I find that some leaders actually push their boys into the badge work, regardless of whether the boy is interested in that badge or not.
We have to try and instill interest through our programming. We do have a number of books where you can get your ideas from, and it tells you all about the particular badge, what is required.
We have them in situations where they're working in small groups, problem solvings in groups, they develop abilities, and then they have the confidence to be able to go and use that with the young people with whom they're working.
So the bucket's got to go in there before the water goes.
We've got to get the wraps over the limb first, haven't we, too?
Yes, and how are we going to do that? We've got
do one part.
Someone can do that part, someone can do the other.
one
the other one
as
under.
a precaution. You have one under
One
the
over and one
handle.
under.
So that yes, please.
Take it easy. Hang on.
Hang on.
Take it easy.
So what we're doing is actually making the first strand. Now all I'm doing is helping to stop these little bits of fibre catching up. As the National Publications Officer, I find that it's an advantage being able to be associated with the training side of Scouting. It gives me an insight into the ways that the format of the book, the design of the book, and how it's going to be used. And so that helps in the publishing. And on the other side of it, in working with leaders, you can see their needs, how the information needs to be put across, and that way it helps to develop publishing. That's the construction book and the campcraft. It will demonstrate to you the whipping and splices. Throw the rope over, come up one side, cross over, ride, round and through, pull tight. Okay? Take it over, That's it. You just pull the ends tight and then cross them over and see what happens. This is the model that we've made of the giraffe. Got the shear lashing at the top, the 2 square lashings. The idea of the operation is the people on the top reins run to one side, pull, and therefore that leg lifts. The people on the foot ropes then move the giraffe so that it takes one step.
Back a bit in the back.
Righto, Brian.
Oh, straighten up a bit on this side. Left.
Right away, keep it moving really quick. All right?
The national publications are very necessary as a resource material to back up our training programs in the training of Cub Scout leaders. The benefit of them is that they are very easy to use, very simple to follow, and the leaders do get great benefit from them.
The one to deal with now is the one with the Extension Scouting Handbook. Is it scouting with the handicapped or the disabled?
People that are disabled are much happier to be told that rather than being told they're handicapped.
Well, they might be disabled, but it's not necessarily handicapped.
Oh, good shot. All right, good another one. Whenever you're ready.
Now you're getting tired.
Where's your woggle?
Here, I've got it.
Side by side with the Youth Leader Program, the Group Leader Development Program trains those who manage other adults. Learning such skills as management and counselling, they carry out their training tasks on the job. It's quite a radical departure to have parallel programs for youth and adult leaders. And of course, all this requires a separate, sophisticated training program for the trainers themselves.
You're really saying to people, come and be a leader, and you will not only learn the skills of being able to work with young people, but there will be a lot of personal development that's valuable to you as a person as well. It may be the management of other adults, it may be how to program and plan ahead, how to set objectives and achieve goals, how to evaluate goals, skills that are going to be useful to them in their whole life, because we can promise them the support and the training that they'll need. We just need more of the right sorts of people.
Well, generally the outdoor side of life. I enjoy what we've got here, the bush, and if I enjoy it, I try to pass it on to other boys.
It's a load of fun.
The satisfaction of knowing that I can put some of the experience I've gained back to the younger generation.
The presentation of the Wood Badge is a proud moment for all who achieve it, and for the Australian Leader Development Training Program, for which the national publications have been the vital resource behind the success of every new leader.
The leadership training has meant for me a lot of personal development, a lot of developing leadership within both my scout troop and also help with other jobs that I've gone with saying that I'm a scout leader as such, because people do recognise scout leaders as people of the community.
So go ahead, read the book, practice all that it teaches you, and I hope you will have half as good a time as I have had as a scout.